Hi guys, welcome back to Advanced UI Techniques. My name is Neil Pearce, and in this lesson we're going to take a look at how we can create the buttons for our navigation bar and the overstate. Now, one thing I have noticed when I compared both my original design and the one we've been following along is that there is some subtle differences, which is going to be like the feet a bit bigger on our design and the shadows not so dark. But one thing that has bugged me is the gradient for the bars. They're not as dark as I would like them to be, because this is a dark navigation menu and I want it to be a bit darker. So I was going to change the gradient to these. So if you open up your layers palette, you can follow along. If not, then it doesn't matter. Go to front, and I'm going to open up styles on my front layer. Open up the gradient editor and just change this light grey to a darker, which is all the sixes, and then OK that, and just do the same for our back. In fact, instead of going through that, what we can do, no we won't, we'll open up our styles and we'll just do that again, and there we are. So where we are then is to add in our navigation buttons, and all we're going to do is we'll do that on top of, make sure that bars is active, and it's going to use an Arial font. So select the horizontal type tool, choose Arial, and make sure the foreground is set to white and the font size of 15, and holding down or making sure the caps lock is down, I'm just going to type in home, OK that. And then I'm just going to drag out a few copies of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So holding down the Alt key and the Shift key. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open up your layers, and then I'm going to change this one to About. Next one to Blog. This one to Services and Portfolio. And then last one, Contact. Then I'm going to select them all. You might just bring that contact a little bit further that way. That will give us enough room for our search field. So select all of those layers so they're selected, and then go up to your Move tool, make sure that's selected. Then we're going to distribute horizontal centers, and then make sure they're central to the bars. So if you open up your bar, hold down your control key, select the front bar layer, and then make sure they're aligned vertical. Now, as we've noticed, the space on here isn't brilliant. I just need to move my contact button, shift that over slightly, and then do the same with Portfolio. And I should do that again with the contact, and just eye that up. That looks pretty good. So actually Blog can come in a little bit, and Services as well. Right, now what we're going to do is going to add a drop shadow to these. So open up your layer styles and home button, give it a drop shadow, turn the opacity down to 60%, and then distance will be 2, 0, 2. OK that, and then we're going to copy the layer style of this onto the other one. So right click on the FX icon in the layers palette and just go down to copy layer styles, then select the rest of them, holding down the Shift key, and select the top, and then right click and then go down to paste layer styles. So that's all the drop shadow on all of them now. I want to group these together. I'm going to call this group Text BTNs. In fact, I'll do that in lowercase because I'm fussy. And then we're going to create the overstate. The overstate is going to be pretty simple. All we need to do is make a layer underneath the home button. So make a new layer, just drag that underneath there. And using our rectangle marquee tool, I want to increase the size of my document so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. and I'm just going to drag out a selection that's roughly like that. Then I am going to choose the gradient tool and go from white to transparent. Then I'll go from the top down to about halfway. Do that again. Just come just past the home button there like that. Control D to just select that. And just come up to our opacity on our layers palette and just bring that down to about 60%. Excellent. Then all I need to do is the back bar, the back glow, and we'll just use the rectangle marquee tool again and just create a selection. It's the same width as that, as we just did, on a new layer. Fill that with white, the paint bucket tool. Control D to deselect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit, down to transform, and we're going to choose perspective, and it's going to bring that right down roughly about there. Okay, that. And then we're going to give this some layer styles. So if you right click or double click, bring up the layer styles, and all we're going to do is going to give this an outer glow of white. Change the colour to white. The opacity will be 60%, and size 5. Yeah, that's fine. That's brilliant. Okay, that, and there we have our overstate. What you might want to do is give that a little blur actually, so I could do a little blur. So let's open up our filter, go to filter, down to blur, Gaussian blur, and we'll just bring that to 1.5, something like that. Probably 1. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that, and then we have our overstate done. So that looks all good to me. What we'll do next in the next lesson then is to add in these little circles in our search field, and then our social icons. I'll show you where you can get the social icons from. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next lesson.